Hello everyone, my name is Annual and today we are going over Flagbearer Sigret.
Careful on the road out there. Maybe I'm not the best person to be saying that.
Thank you, Sally. Anyways, let's just jump right into like the stats and so, because I'm pretty sure you've already seen the video, and if not, I will still be going over the skills, but I won't be playing the video. If you want to watch the video in full, it's definitely in the description or on the E7 channel. But this is a review for the character. First and foremost, she is a thief of the Capricorn star line, and if you don't know how this works, or if you're a new player, these characters usually, if they have the same star sign as well as class, they usually have the same stats. So if you want any stats for reference, you can go check out Winter, Elvira, Blooming Litica. Talia, not too much because she's not a 5-star, so she won't have the same exact like bulk stats, but for the 5 stars, they will have literally the same exact stats as Sigret. So if you want to pre-build, you can use those characters. And also a little shout out to the artists. Their art is very dang good. I was actually scrolling through their Twitter earlier today and I didn't realize they drew art for Nikkei as well. So I'll leave their link in the description so you can go check out their original artist for this character. Anyways, skill 2. Skill 2 dispels all debuffs from the enemy and inflicts them with target, and then dual attacks with everyone on your team except for the caster with their basic skill, and this increases the cover rest of the caster by 30% with a sober effect of ignore ER for 10 souls. The skill here is very strong. Actually, I wouldn't call it extremely strong, but it's meant to specifically to delete Seska for 100%. Target is now 50% decrease evasion, so this skill here, you shove it into Seska and she has no more evasion, and whatever DPS you use will run her down and absolutely roll her. As for every other evasion unit in the game, they have 70% evasion and not 50. So there is still a 20% chance for you to get absolutely deleted by evasion, but for the most part, I don't think that is a concern. Target itself is like a mini death break. It doesn't have as strong as a damage amp compared to death break, but it still fairly has some damage in there, so I wouldn't really neglect it. So for that reason, I do think it has use cases outside of just evasion units, but it's not as strong as a death break, and you just have to remember that. S3 here dispels 2 buffs from all enemies and has a chance to inflict fear for 2 turns, as well as decreasing cover rest by 20%, as well as granting speed to all allies for 2 turns. And at the start of the battle, you do get evasion. This evasion you cannot get back after you lose it, so this character definitely does not want to be a turn 2 unit, because once you lose that evasion, you lose all your gas, right? And having 2 turn fear, oh man, you already know how strong that is, especially since it's on a non-contact skill and dispels 2 debuffs. Good luck trying to evade that. Decreased combat race by 20% and speed for all allies are very important for team cycling, so having this is very nice. Of course, there's no ignore ER on this because it's on the S2, so you do have some saving grace of trying to ER cheese your opponent. And her S1 is very basic, it's just AOL S1 if you know what it is. Lastly, her artifact seems pretty dang strong as well, because it's 20% evasion, and when ally uses a base attack skill, there's a chance that you get a CR push as well. This helps with team cycling, as well as just gives you straight up evasion just for free. Now, in terms of how good this character will be, she seems very good into Seska. She seems handy made to deal with Seska. She has very important control features on her team with fear, as well as just self-cycling and pushback in general. But for the most part, she seemed pretty niche. That was until I took a look at a better artifact option than Glorious Flag. Now, if you take a look at Goblet of Oath, this gives you 30% effectiveness, which helps you because she does not have that good base speed. 118 is definitely middle below average in the pack of fast characters, which means that she certainly cannot be played super fast, or unless you just have really good gear. This means she's probably going to be a little bit near mid speed behind your primary openers, so she can be played as a bridge or just to connect your draft. When you play something like Goblet of Oath, it kind of completely changes the way she plays. 1 second, walk with me. So Laya here has the ability to decrease her cooldown when her S3 is not available every time she takes a turn. So she has a 6 turn cooldown to start off with. Now let's go play this battle here. So we take a turn, which decreases our cooldown. So instead of it being 6 turns, it's now 5 turns. So let's S1 here, and let's go take another turn. And once we take a turn, we have 1 turn decrease, as well as the turn that we took also decreased our cooldown. So now instead of it being 4 turns afterwards, well now it's 3 turns. And once again, once we do this once more, instead of it being 2 turns, it's now 1 turn. So what I'm getting at here is when you take turns and also have a cooldown decrease skill, it effectively shortens your cooldown by half, which if we attach this to this Sigret character here, right, that has a 3 turn cooldown from the S2 and a 4 turn cooldown on the S3, you effectively have the chance of having like a 1 to 2 turn cooldown on the S2 and a pretty much like a 3 to like 2 cooldown on the S3 as well, which practically means she's spamming it against you when she has this much CR pushing and speed in her kit, which is going to make her extremely oppressive if you can have the right draft or the right units to pair with her. So that's just something I wanted to mention because I think it's just very strong. You could also fall back to the other option like RNL. I think RNL is not bad, but otherwise there's just really not that many options, because as an opener or a bridge character, she wants more of a supportive artifact rather than a damage artifact. And unfortunately for what we have covered in this for thieves, it's not that much. I think you can also play Silver Rain if you want an attack buff, or you can maybe play Dark Blood Keeper for a barrier. There's just not that much options since it's in the thief class. But Goblet of Oath, RNL, Silver Rain all seem like really good options. I do think Goblet of Oath just is quite insane for the unit, so be on the lookout for that. In terms of how good I think she is, I think she's going to perform pretty well. She's definitely going to perform better than Fern. She's going to perform better than Zarya. Is she going to be broken? I really don't know, but the ability to have Goblet of Oath completely changes my perspective on the character because the cooldowns will just be really low. So I do think she's going to be strong with it. I just don't know in what areas of the game she'll be strong. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.